Hello everybody and welcome back to Ina Knits. My name is Ina and I am coming to you from Norway. I have a regular day work. I work in an office, but in my spare time I do a lot of knitting. So this is what this podcast is all about. Some days I knit only a little bit, but mainly I knit as much as I can during evenings and during my weekends. A warm welcome to any new viewers. I have noticed that the number of subscribers has increased, and that's lovely, and I am so grateful that you are all taking time out of your day to click here on my video and get yourself updated on what has been going on in the life of Ina Knits lately. Yes, today it is the 16th of October and we have had some super lovely autumnal weather lately. The sky is blue and the sun is out, and we have this crisp autumn cold weather and it is freezing cold during the nights, and in the mornings we often see that you have frost on the leaves and on the grass, and everything seems like it's just captured in frost, and just like one of the scenes from the Frozen movie. It's so beautiful, and you still have a lot of these nice colors of fall all around. Trees have the whole spectrum of fall colors, and that in combination with the green grass. We still have some green grass, and we have of course the pine trees. They are always green, and also in the combination with the blue sky and bright sunshine, it is so beautiful. I can't help it. So I'm just in awe of this stunning weather, and I love the fall so much due to this. It is a great time of the year, and the same goes for the fact that I can now put on all my woolen sweaters, and that's great, isn't it? When you have spent time knitting some lovely things and you get to use them every day if you want to. So I'm wearing today a sweater that I knit in January. This is the Snökrystall, or I think the name on Ravelry is Snökrystall sweater, isn't it? Yes, I think so. Tiril Snökrystall, sorry, that's the name. I'll put it on the screen. It is a pattern that was released last year. It is cooperation between Sandnes Garn and a woman called Tiril Eckhoff. And it is patterned yoke, and the rest is just one color. I really enjoy it. It is knit out of DK white yarn, so it is quite warm, and yes, I love to have something blue in my wardrobe because I tend to knit a lot of burgundy, reddish pink sweaters. That's obviously that is apparently my favorite color. Yes, today I have some finished knits. and I have some things on my needles, of course, and I'm also going to talk about my knit along, my shawl knit along, and some lovely new yarns that has been entering my yarn stash lately. Okay, so I am finished with a pair of Halloween mittens. Are they not gorgeous? I love these. These are the spooky Selby mittens. This is a pattern by Nordic Stitches. I am not afraid of spiders at all, and I think this is a super cute little spider here on the thumb, and you have this traditional Selby pattern in the palm of the hand, and on the other side you have the lovely pumpkin, you have the Selby rose, and you have a little spider on top. So if you have been following me for some time, you might have noticed that I knitted the first mitten last year. It's basically 1 year ago, because I tried to finish these in time for Halloween last year, but I only got to finish the first mitten. And then I kind of lost steam because, you know, when Halloween season is over, then these are not maybe that, I don't know, they're great for Halloween. And I love the idea of having a pair of Halloween mittens in hand or on hand. So I just put them aside, and I thought that I should pick them back up now and finish them in time for this year's Halloween. I did, however, have a little challenge with my gauge. I can't recall right now what, excuse me, I need to remove my glasses because I can see that there's a lot of glare or sunshine coming through, reflecting on you, and that might be a bit annoying. Okay, I had some issues with my gauge because I have been knitting these with using finull, Rauma finull, which is a lovely yarn for Colorwork mittens. And I, of course, when I'm knitting socks and mittens and hats and these small items, I don't care to do a swatch before I start. And sometimes I get punished for that, which was the case with this mitten. So the mitten I had, the first mitten was, I guess it was this high, so I had this much on top of my hand, and I guess some don't mind having too long mittens. I get very annoyed when my mittens are too long, and the same, I had the same issue with my thumb. It was a couple of centimeters too long, and I wasn't sure how to deal with that. I tried to wash the mitten, and I tried to felt it with my hands, like try and shrink it a little bit, and make the fabric a bit denser and more compact. It didn't, you know, it only makes the fabric more compact. You can't shrink the length of the mitten much doing hand felting. But when I picked this up a couple of weeks ago, or it might be just one week, I can't recall. When I picked up the second one and started knitting, I decided that I was going to modify the pattern a little bit up here, and to finish off make it shorter. So the original pattern had one more repeat of this chevron-like pattern, and I just skipped the last repeat and started the decreases earlier. This is the pattern how it's supposed to look. So what I basically did, I shortened the legs of the spider. I skipped a couple of the stars up here, and this spinning thread of the spider is not as long as it's intended to be. Yeah. Yeah. So I think it turned out pretty good, and I have some threads to sew in, but otherwise I'm finished with my lovely mittens. So here they are in all their glory. I love them, and the fit is super. They are just perfect for my hands. So I couldn't be more pleased, and I can't wait to start wearing these. We are starting to decorate for Halloween next week in my office, so I need to be wearing these to work, that's for sure. And I really recommend the pattern of Nordic Stitches. She has some beautiful patterns out, and I think these are they're so cute. And talking about Halloween, I have been knitting Halloween socks. And here they are. Oh, they are so bright. This really is a super bright orange, that's for sure. I only call these Halloween socks because the color reminds me of Halloween. It's something about the combination of orange and this lilac or purple or whatever you call it. It is very Halloween to me. But the yarn is Regia Perfect in the color 09093. It's an Arna and Carlos a design line. I was actually bringing this sock to work one day when we arranged a knitting lunch, and some colleagues watched me knit, and they were just like, wow, how are you making this sock? It's amazing and it looks so advanced. How is it possible that you can make this beautiful pattern in a sock? And I just like, I'm a knitting magician. Anyway, I just need to Kitchener stitch the toe. I do Kitchener stitch almost all the toes of my socks. I love that method, and I've done it so many times that I don't need to look up how to Kitchener stitch anymore. So it's actually quite fast for me to do. I just need to find my darning needle, and I guess that's why I stopped here because I didn't have it on hand when I needed it. I am planning to do a special episode just with socks. I was intended to do it today, but I haven't had the time to gather all my socks. And my idea is, because it's October now, and October, you know, last year I did what we call a cavalcade. Is that an English word? Cavalcade? I don't know. It doesn't seem that way. But anyway, I posted almost every day through October on Instagram, just showing off all my socks, and or my hand-knit socks, that is. And I thought it would be fun to do a little special episode featuring socks and show you in more detail how I knit my socks, because I don't really use a pattern anymore. I have it all in here because I've been knitting socks for a long time, and I have my favorite method in my fingers, or what you would call it. Yes, so by the time October is over, a special episode will come out featuring socks. Yeah. Yes. And then I need to finish the second sock, and then I will be all prepared for Halloween this year. You know, Halloween is it's not that big in Norway as it is in America. We like to decorate a little bit, and we lit a lot of candles, and we basically dress the kids, and they go out and gather candies at their neighbor's house, and then they get home and they eat too much sugar. That's Halloween. I have also been knitting a little bit on my Christmas socks, and yeah, they have been on the needles for a couple of months now. This is the Christmas colorway from West Yorkshire Spinners. It is the Hollyberry. I guess this was their Christmas colorway a couple of years ago, and it's a wonderful self-striping yarn. I'm knitting with a contrast, and I'm doing the Fish Lips Kiss heel, which is one of my favorite heels. And I have just started the heel on sock number 2. I'm knitting a ribbed pattern. It is 3 by 2 rib for the cuff, and then I've switched over to 4 by 1. But I alternate, so I knit 4 by 1 rib every other row, and then I just knit all the stitches the next row. So you get a very slight ribbed effect, and it's a lot more visual when you put the sock on. maybe you can see it better this way. Yeah, there you can see it pretty well. Yeah. So, not far from finished. I guess I should have this finished by my next episode. Okay, I actually only have one more work in progress. And that is my Siggy shawl. And the reason for that is I have spent a lot of time back and forth about my yarn choice for the Siggy shawl. And the Siggy shawl is a beautiful design by Joji Locatelli. And the design is a combination of quite simple lace work and garter stitches. And it is a great shawl for beginners or advanced beginners, and you can really make it your own by choosing different yarns or different colors for the sections here. It is divided into several sections. And my inspiration for the shawl was knit with a combination of a very speckled yarn, which I happen to have in my stash. And this is it. It is a very rustic yarn. It is Norwegian wool dyed by Vadbit. Vadbit is an amazing company dyeing beautiful colorways here in Oslo, Norway. And this is one of them. It is called strøssel, which is sprinkles in English, and you can really tell why. It is very sprinkle-like. And I love this neutral base, and I thought it would be amazing to have a shawl in this color. But I only had one hank, and I was thinking about combining it with another yarn from my stash. And I was so unsure about what to combine it with. So I asked you for some feedback, and I got many great suggestions. And I actually decided to knit up a couple of samples. I was starting off knitting this in combination with the Brooklyn Tweed Loft. And I thought of knitting this speckled yarn in the garter sections, and I would knit with the loft in the lace work. But as some of you pointed out, this is not a great combination, because the loft yarn, it looks almost muddy-like. And this is very crisp and clear, so it doesn't go well together at all. And I saw that immediately after knitting a little swatch. And I ripped this one out, and I tried the combination of Holst yarn, super soft, in Sweet Pea color, which was the other yarn that I was trying to match it with. And I think that these two work better together, but I don't know. I think the contrast is too big. So then I decided to give up on the striping idea, and I thought, well, maybe I can only knit with this for as far as it goes. And when I run out of my velvet yarn, I will change to either this one and finish, you know, do the bottom part of the shawl with host, or finish it with some plain white lamb's wool. I was kind of marinating that idea in my mind, but something else came up, and that was that I think this is very rustic. It is, you know, the yarn that I was inspired by, no, another shawl that I was inspired by. It was the same colorway, but it was dyed on another base. It was dyed on lamb's wool, and this is not lamb's wool. It is Ask, Hillesvåg Ask, and it is basically 100% sheep or sheep's wool or whatever. It's, I would say it is more rustic than finull. And I didn't enjoy the idea of having a shawl, a super rustic shawl. I'm not very sensitive to wool. Actually, one of my favorite shawls is knit out of Holst Supersoft, which is also quite rustic in a way, but I actually like that. I like that, but I think this is as rustic as I would go in a shawl. Long story, all this to say that I have casted on the shawl once more, and now I've decided only to knit it with Holst Supersoft in this super beautiful color. It's, I would describe it as mauve. It is a very dusty purple pinkish color, and it actually has some almost yellow or orangey. It's a complex color, and I love this. So here we go again. I am only on the first lace section, but I think this will be a winner. This is going to be it, and I know that I will love the fabric. I love the color, and the shawl design is gorgeous, so this needs to be a winning combination. And of course, the super soft yarn is so thin and very light, and this will be a very light and nice winter shawl. But if I've used the Ask, it would be much more compact, and yeah, it would be a completely different shawl, basically. Yeah, I'm very happy with this, and now I'm definitely speeding up the process of the knitting, and I can't wait to see how it turns out. How about you? Are you knitting your Siggy shawl now? I have opened a thread in my Ravelry group. The group is called Ina Knits, and you are more than welcome to join. And if you are knitting the shawl, or even if you are just dreaming about knitting the shawl, please post about it in the thread and tell us about your yarn choice or color choice and your plans for knitting the shawl. Yes, so that's it. You also are welcome to use the hashtag InaKnitsCal19 on Instagram. I have seen a couple of beautiful shawl starts or shawl beginnings. So, and it's very exciting to follow my hashtag, and we are knitting this shawl slowly. It's no rush. I know that a lot of you have other cows and are knitting away on Christmas gifts and other things as well. So this is a lovely knit in between. That's my thought, at least. And the cowl will run until the end of the year, and after that I will draw some prices. Yes, that's the knit along for now. I have been asked a couple of times how I knit colorwork and how I manage the yarn while knitting colorwork. So I have been recording a little clip. I knit continental style, so I always knit with the yarn over my left index finger. But when I do colorwork and I carry two yarns at the same time, I knit with the main yarn over my left index finger, and I throw the contrast yarn with my right hand. I find this way to knit colorwork very meditative. It's something about the combination of knitting, continental and throwing. Yeah, I really enjoy it. And now that I have finished these mittens, I am thinking about casting on for a second pair of mittens. And I got my eye on the new mitten club of Pinneguri. She has a mitten club running now through October called What's On. And that's just the greatest name. What is mitten in Norwegian? And when you say it like that, what's on? It's almost like, what's on? It's great. And if you combine the Norwegian and the English there, it's mittens on. That's basically what it means. Okay, anyway, she has released, if you buy the mitten club, you get 4 mitten patterns. 2 of them are mystery patterns. 2 of them are already there. And if you complete one of the pairs during October, you get 1 bonus pattern. I'm not sure if I will be able to finish 1 pair, but I am definitely planning on casting 1 pair on now, because mitten knitting is great fun. So is stranded colorwork! Yay! Pinneguri has so many beautiful mitten patterns out, and other patterns as well. She's the queen of colorwork. I was visiting Lily of Nordic Stitches 2 weekends ago, and that was so nice. We were going for a walk, and I got to visit her in her new home, which is not that far away from myself, and we had a lovely evening and knitting and talking about her gorgeous designs, and yeah, just had a lovely time there. If you're not familiar with Lily, she is the designer behind Nordic Stitches, and she has been designing for a couple of years, and she is doing a lot of shawls. She has many sock patterns out, and she is also doing wonderful colorwork mittens and hats and some scarves, I believe. I have knitted her patterns before. My absolute favorite hat is Lily's design. It's the Nordic beanie, isn't it? I think so. And I am wearing it to death. It is gorgeous. And these mittens, Lily's design. Yeah, she has many other wonderful designs out. She has a big issue though. She became severe allergic to wool, and that is just tragic when you're a Nordic knitter, and I'm very happy that I don't have that at all. I love rustic wool, and she was kind enough to show me a basket full of rustic wool that she couldn't use anymore. She can't knit with it, she can't use it, she can't have it in her home. So when I saw the basket of all the gorgeous wool, I have been good. I haven't been buying much yarn this year, but I just had to, offer a good new home for all of this gorgeous yarn. So I got a couple of balls of letlopi, for mittens or for something like that. I got, let me see, Whole Super Soft. I love Whole Super Soft. This is a beautiful slate grey and a minty green. James & Smith 2-ply jumper weight. I have been drooling over this yarn for so long, and this actually is feeling very soft. I'm not sure if this is coming through correctly on the screen. It's a kind of an emerald green, and I have a sweater's quantity of the off-white and 3 balls of the green. So this needs to become something sweater-like, Colorwork sweater. I also got some balls of Rauma lammullgarn. This is also a yarn that I haven't tried before, and it's much softer than Rauma finull, and it feels thinner as well, so maybe it is actually thinner. It's 250 meters per 50 gram, so that's quite thin. It's actually thinner than fingering weight. I also got this lovely yarn, which is the red one is hand dyed by Patricia. She is called Knitography. She makes, you have probably seen these before, she makes a lot of these beautiful designs using the Selby rose, and this is cut out of wood from her farm here nearby where I live. And yeah, she makes a lot of these, and sock blockers as well, and yeah, many other things. And she also has sheep on her farm. I'm not sure if this is yarn from her farm, but I know for sure that she has dyed this gorgeous red. And this needs to be Colorwork mittens, for sure. Oh, it's so beautiful. Lastly, I got a couple of yarns that are not rustic, but I couldn't resist. This is a homespun house in Grandma Sue's geraniums. This is 70 grams, so it's definitely enough for a pair of socks. I also grabbed an orange. It's quite muted orange, but it looks a bit bright on the screen. This is Arctic Knitting, and it's her sock yarn base. I did pay Lily a little bit for the yarn, of course. So that means that I have bought new yarn. I didn't need to, but now I have new yarn in my stash. I'm super excited to announce that I will do another month of hygge in November. If you're not familiar, 1 month of hygge was a series of vlogs that I made last year. The purpose of it was to try and make November a brighter and more pleasurable month. Where I live here in Norway, November tends to be a very dark month. We don't usually have any snow, or very little snow during November, and it often rains. And the combination of not having snow, because snow outside brightens up the surroundings, even though it's the sun is down. The surroundings are brightened quite a bit up by the snow, so that helps, you know. But November seems to be a month of very little snow and often heavy rains, and it's cold and windy, and a lot of us get a bit depressed because of this, and we don't, you know, when December comes, December often also is a quite dark month, but then we start putting up Advent lights, and we are preparing for Christmas, and that really helps, you know. So that's why I wanted to make an effort and try and make November a better month for myself and for the people around me, and that's the idea behind 1 month of hygge. If that's something you're interested in, please look out for that. November is only 2 weeks away, so we will soon be there! Yay! Okay, that was all I wanted to share with you today. I will be making my sock special episode soon, and I am looking forward to seeing shawls either on Instagram or in my Ravelry group. So yeah, I'd love to see your progress and hear all about your thoughts about the Siggy shawl. And I hope that you're having a wonderful fall, whether it's cold and keeps getting darker like here, or whether you are living somewhere hot and warm and nice. Have a safe and nice fall, and I will see you soon. Bye bye!